Hola muchachos, ¿cómo están? Este es el video número 8 sobre los mandatos y los pronombres. Los pronombres son los bundles of bushels of baskets. Ustedes saben usar los pronombres. Para repasar, I talked to you guys about commands and how commands in English, it doesn't matter who the heck you're talking to, the actual command doesn't change. However, in Spanish, who you're talking to absolutely changes the conjugation of the command. If y'all remember, if you're talking to your buddy, your pal, your chum, that's a tú. If you're talking to your grandmother, to a police officer, to a teacher, and then this is the you guys. Hey, you guys, let's do this. That's going to be un ustedes form. We also talked about how there's 3 steps for the conjugation of the mandatos, of the commands. You go to the yo form, you drop the o, and then you switch the vowel. We talked about, here you go. We talked about how you do it. So the first one is you go to the yo form, which is tengo. Then you drop the o, and then you switch. Well, you all know that the usted form will always end in a vowel, and the ustedes form will always end in an N. And we're going to talk more about this tomorrow. We talked about how buscar, in order to maintain its pronunciation, has to change to busque. We talked about that too. And abrazar goes to a C, and llegar goes to a G-U-E. Okay, that was in the last video. We talked about the irregulars, and here, this one, here, I don't know why it doesn't show up, but this one, this is the cha-cha. This is how you're going to remember the irregulars, okay? You know the irregulars because when you get to them, you go to ser. Step number one is soy. And then you go, holy crap, what am I supposed to do? Because there's no O at the end to drop. And that's how you automatically know that it's an irregular. And then you have irregular verbs. Those irregular verbs, here they are. You should have these in your notes. If you don't already have them, make sure you get them in there. And here's a cute trick on how to remember them. Haya, vaya, sea, sepa, de, esté, cha, cha, cha. Now I'm going to completely freak Donovan out. Donovan is here. Say hi, Donovan. Say hi. I'm going to completely freak him out because I'm going to start dancing with myself here. So here you go. You start off down. That's the trick to this dance. You start off down. So you say, haya, vaya, one foot goes out, sea, sepa, de, esté, cha, cha, cha. Haya, vaya, sea, sepa, de, esté, cha, cha, cha. We'll continue with that tomorrow, and we'll practice it some more tomorrow. That's your surprise quiz for tomorrow. We'll talk about that. Here's the deal. Most of the times when you give a command, you say, call me, or look for it, or open it, or you see how we use pronouns with all of our commands? Well, the same thing happens in Spanish. So what I need you to remember is that when you have commands with pronouns, this is how it works. Pronouns go before the conjugated verb. They go attached to an infinitive. So here's my verb, conjugated verb, here's the infinitive. It can either go before the conjugated verb, it can go attached to the infinitive, as you can see here, or it can be attached to an, here I go. It can be attached to an affirmative command. This is the key right here, affirmative command. An affirmative command is if I'm asking you to do something. That's affirmative. Do your homework. Clean your room. Call me. A negative command is when you tell someone not to do something. For example, don't drink and drive. Don't text while driving. Don't eat a banana after midnight. Don't know why, but my mom always says that. Okay? Affirmative command, you can attach it. If you're telling someone not to do something, it has to come before. Attached before. However, when you attach it, as you can see here, when you attach it, that's going to completely screw up the pronunciation of that word. So in order to preserve the sound and the pronunciation of that word, you need to add an accent. But where? So let's say, for example, I'm saying, sing it to me. Sing, here's my command. 1, 2, 3 are my steps. Cantar, I go to the yo form, canto. I drop the O and I switch my vowel. It's an AR verb, so now it's E. So now it's sing it to me. I added all of this stuff. Now, where does the accent go? Once I add it, this is only for affirmative commands. Only for affirmative commands. So where does the accent go? It says it right on your sheet. Second to the last syllable of the original verb. So you're not going to count from here. You're going to count from here. That's your original verb. Study them. Study the pronouns. Study them. That's your original verb. Eat them and eat the hamburgers. Okay, that's why it's las. That's your original verb. So then what you're going to do is you're going to count it out. Cante. Remember, we're not, that doesn't even come into play. So you sound it out. Cante. Second to the last means my accent goes right here. This is my last syllable. I need the second to the last syllable. So that's where my accent goes. Of the original verb. Sing or study them. Estudie. 3 syllables. Second to the last. This is the last one. This is the last one. Second to the last is right here. So my accent is on the U. Let's go to the next one. Let me show you the next one. Coma. Second to the last. That's where it's going to be. Let me show you that. Cántamelo. Estudielos. And cómalos. Or cómalas in that case. Okay? We're going to do this. Let's go ahead and do it. If I said visit her, it would be go to the yo form. 1, you go to the yo form, so visito. Number 2 says erase the O. Now I'm going to switch the vowel. So number 3 is visite. That's my conjugated verb. Visit who? Visit her. So I need a direct object. My direct object is la. Where am I going to put my accent? If I cover this part, visite, and I go second to the last, this is where my accent is going to go. So as you can see, visite la. Let's make this negative. Let's say I'm saying don't visit her. Notice what happens now. Don't visit her, it's no la visite. Why? Because the pronoun now goes in front. When you have a negative, the pronoun goes in front, but when it's an affirmative command, it has to be attached. And if it's attached, you need an accent. We'll talk more about this tomorrow. Hopefully I didn't confuse you too much. Hasta mañana.